What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we got a new leader. And it's one of the weirdest leaders we've ever seen, and I kind of love it. We've got purple-yellow Donquixote Rosinante, which means, yes, my theory of one leader, mono for each color, has finally been defeated, which actually does make me think that Mihawk leak from a while ago may end up being true. We'll worry about that later. For now, Donquixote Rosinante. But I told you all that this is a weird leader, and it is. Although, again, canonically, this makes a lot of sense, and it also gives extra context to a card I showed you the other day. So what we've got here are a couple of skills. First of all, we've got a skill whereby, once per turn, when your Trafalgar Law would be KO'd, you can instead add the top card of your life to your hand. Which is weird, right? Now, this is specifically for Trafalgar Law. This is only for Trafalgar Law. This is a skill that activates purely if you're using Trafalgar Law. That is it. That is the only thing it does. Okay? Bit weird. But it does allow you to keep your Trafalgar Law on the field. It lets you keep it out a bit more, and you do get card advantage, of course, because you are adding a card to your hand. And I know, obviously, you're adding a card to your hand, yay. Oh, but then hang on a second, you're literally losing a life. But then, by the same token, you are playing yellow. And recovery is one of the things that yellow does, so you can probably work around it. Okay. We've then got Activate Main. Once per turn, Don -1. And again, Don -1, purple love putting Don back, so that's fine. This turn, the next 4 cost or higher Trafalgar Law that you play from your hand has its cost reduced by 2. Yes, there are 2 skills with this Donquixote Rosinante leader. And yes, both of these skills specifically help you play and keep alive Trafalgar Law cards. Again, canonically in One Piece, this does make perfect sense. This is the kind of thing we honestly kind of would expect. And look, the last Donquixote Rosinante leader we had, the only one we've had so far, was back in OP05. And OP05 was a set with great leaders. This was not one of them. This one is terrible. Had a look at Limitless this morning to see if I could find a single good finish for this card. I could not. This leader is terrible. This new one, however, completely different colours and a much better chance of being good. And I need to remind you now about a card I showed you the other day, which at the time didn't really make a lot of sense. It was, of course, the Donquixote Rosinante yellow character from OP12 that, on play, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a Trafalgar Law, add it to your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. And I told you at the time that was a weird card, but now this makes a lot more sense. Because now, actually, we've got a leader that wants to play Trafalgar Law cheaply and keep them on the field, so having a 1-cost yellow Rosinante that searches out Trafalgar Law, yeah, that's absolutely perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing that we would expect and exactly the kind of thing that we would want. Superb. So, of course, the question then becomes, well, hang on a second, what have we got here? What Trafalgar Law do we have that we can play a little bit more cheaply? And the answer is, we do have some. And maybe chief among them is a secret rare from OP10. Because on play, reveal up to 1 supernova card from your hand, character card, add it to the top of your life face down, and then give a rested Don to one of your supernova type leaders. Which then does ask the obvious question, is this a supernova leader? No, it's Navy and Donquixote Pirates, I'm afraid. So, no. But I'm not sure that matters so much. Like, I'd like the rested Don on my leader, don't get me wrong. But essentially, you use a skill here on your Rosinante leader, and it's a 5-cost 9k that lets you add a card to your life. Yeah. And then, of course, when this would go down, you can essentially save it by adding a card from your life to your hand, but that's not really the end of the world because you put a life down when you played this, and it ends up just being like a 5-cost 9k. That's incredibly efficient. This is like the big bad law that you can be playing here. And in fact, there's actually a brand new law that was revealed the other day that I'm seeing people talking about this leader, and I think a lot of people have forgotten that this is a thing, but it's a new casual promo. It's a Trafalgar Law, and it's purple, so it fits into this deck beautifully. I don't think that's a coincidence, incidentally. I think this was kind of made knowing this leader was coming. And it's a 4-cost 6k, but of course, if you use your leader skill, it's a 2-cost 6k. And it's got blocker, and on play, if you've got the same number of Don as your opponent or fewer, bearing in mind you've got a Don -1 skill on the leader, you're going to be behind on Don, then you add a Don card from your Don deck rested. And this is a phenomenal card in Donquixote Rosinante. And actually what you can do is essentially Don -1, reduce the cost of this card, play it as a 2-cost 6k blocker, and then you get the Don straight back. Because when you play this card, you get a Don back rested. So, essentially, this new leader turns his promo Don into a 2-cost 6k blocker. That's ridiculous stats on any card. And that's what this leader does. And I gotta tell you, Rosinante is not one of my favourite One Piece characters, but I'm seeing quite a lot that this leader could do. Now, sometimes when we have a look at these new leaders, I compare it to leaders of the same colour. But there's no point here. Like, I could tell you this is the same colour as, well, what everybody refers to as the Lakers Nico Robin, yellow and purple. Also, we literally had a One Piece crossover with the LA Lakers, and we didn't get a Nico Robin Lakers leader card, even though everybody already calls that card Lakers Robin. Seriously? I am a little bit upset about this. That was just the best possible time to pull that off, and they chose not to, and I don't like it, and that would have been so good. Never mind, eh? I know we've also got other Lakers colour leaders like Charlotte, Puddin and Crocodile, but they didn't have custom Lakers artwork now, did they? No, they didn't. But my point I'm making here is there's no point in looking at any of these leaders compared to Rosinante, because this is a very straightforward, we are going full Trafalgar Law. And that is very important. We want to go as heavy on Trafalgar Law as we possibly can. All right. Well, there are a couple of other Trafalgar Law that we've got as well. There's another blocker. The one that came around in Starter Deck 10, 4-cost 5k, counter plus 1,000, with blocker. And then on play, Don -1. If your opponent's got 7 or more cards in their hand, you trash 2. It essentially turns into a 2-cost 3k blocker. But importantly, you do have the possibility of a bit of hand disruption here, and it has a counter which the casual promo I showed you a minute ago doesn't. That is actually a pretty important distinction, because you need to have some counter coming around somewhere now, don't you? Cool. We've also got the other Trafalgar Law promo card. Now, this was a magazine promo. I don't believe this has made its way out in English yet. Certainly, I'm looking on the official website, and I'm trying to find, well, all the Trafalgar Law, obviously, and this one isn't showing up. So I don't believe this has made its way out in English yet. Sorry about that. But what this one does is, well, it's not actually got any skills per se, but it's 4-cost, 5,000 power, counter plus 2,000, and it does have a trigger. Unfortunately, the trigger depends on your leader being Supernova. And your leader isn't Supernova, like I've said. Your leader here is Donquixote Pirates and Navy. You're not a Supernova leader here. So you have that one, but it's a little bit underwhelming. I'm sorry. I mean, really, the good ones here, the Secret Rare from OP10 is great. Honestly, the new casual promo is great. The one from starter deck 10 is really good. And then there are a couple of others that you cannot reduce the cost of because they're lower than 4 cost, but they are still going to be searchable by Donquixote Rosinante, the 1 cost. They're still going to be able to be saved potential of your other skill. And that is the one from OP05. Now, this did have a manga rare, but I'm showing you the Akira Igawa alternate art because it's got an Akira Igawa alternate art. So I'm blatantly going to show you the Akira Igawa alternate art now, aren't I? And like I've said, we're talking about a free cost here. So you have to play this as a free cost. You're not reducing the cost of it. I'm sorry. But it's when attacking. If your opponent's got more Don cards on the field than you, which they probably do, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a Heart Pirates card and add it to your hand. Well, hang on a second. That's brilliant. Because the secret rare I keep telling you about is a Heart Pirates card. And the one from starter deck 10 is a Heart Pirates card. And that casual promo I keep telling you how great it is a Hearts Pirates card. And actually, this is just going to give you mad consistency. So yes, on the one hand, I do acknowledge that it can't have its cost reduced. And on the other hand, I don't even really mind. This seems fine. Yes, of course, that does mean we have 2 Trafalgar Law with mangas, both of which can be played in here. And then we got the 1 cost from OP09 that on play looks at the top 4 cards of your deck, finds a Straw Hat or Heart Pirates with a cost of 2 or more and adds it to your hand. For anybody keeping count, that's now 3 cards that can search out your Trafalgar Law. And does anyone honestly think we're not getting a new Trafalgar Law in OP12? Because basically here, we've got a couple of support cards, and then in terms of the good ones, it's OP10, starter deck 10, and the new casual promo. 2 blockers and a big beat stick. Well, there's got to be at least 1 coming in this set. And that's going to fit into this deck as well, and things are going to get spicy. I don't really like Rosinante as a character, but this new leader could be spicy. I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.